At the end of this lesson, you will know how to use simple past and past continuous tenses. You will also be able to teach simple past tense to your students. Simple past tense tells us about actions that started and ended in the past. They don't have anything to do with the current moment. In simple past tense, the second or past form of the verb is used. Remember, we can change verbs into their past forms by adding ed if the verbs are regular. Irregular verbs have different past forms and must be memorized. Past continuous tense tells us about an action that was happening in the past for a while. We add ing to the verb and add was or were before it to make it past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to talk about actions that were unfinished in the past time. We also use the past continuous to talk about actions or situations that lasted for some time in the past and whose duration is unknown or unimportant. The past continuous is often used when one action in progress is interrupted by another action in the past. We usually use when or while in such sentences. For the first and person singular, we use was, and for all others, we use were. Phrases like last night, yesterday, etc. all indicate the past simple or past continuous tense.
Amal, what did we study yesterday?
Nouns.
Good. Can you say the full sentence? We studied nouns.
We studied nouns.
When we want to talk about things we did yesterday, we use the past tense. Past tense is used for talking about anything that was done before now.
Ask different students what they did yesterday and write down the verbs and their past tense forms on the board. If students don't know the English words, ask them to tell you in Urdu and then provide the translations and ask them to repeat 3 times. Practice past tense with your students with this activity. Write down different times on pieces of paper such as 8 p.m., 12 p.m. and so on. Fold the squares and put them inside a small container. Write the following sentence structure on the board. Yesterday, I at o'clock. Explain to your students that they have to pick out a paper from the box and make a sentence using this structure. Give them a few examples such as, yesterday I ate dinner at 7 o'clock. Yesterday I played with my friends at 4 o'clock. Help students make sentences. Provide them the past tense of verbs when needed. Always make the class repeat the new verbs 3 or 4 times. Write down all the verbs being used and then revise the list with your students at the end of the activity. Make sure they all know the meanings of the verbs. Tell them that these are past tense verbs. Another version of the activity is to make sentence using the structure when I was little I. Students can use Urdu words, but the English translations should be written on the board and repeated out loud to build vocabulary.